So I didn't know this, and maybe you didn't either, but did you know that Brook was actually foreshadowed by a ghost story in a very similar way to how Luffy drew a weird drawing at the beginning of Water 7, and that weird drawing ended up foreshadowing Frankie joining the crew? A similar thing happens with Brook at the tail end of Enies Lobby as the crew are back in Water 7, because Kokoro talks about the Florine Triangle with the crew, and she says every year over 100 ships go missing in that ocean. They're usually found afterward with the crew missing. There are plenty of eyewitness accounts of ghost ships crewed by the dead. Chopper then says, "Ghosts, I'm scared." And then Luffy interestingly says, "I get to meet a living skeleton." Okay? Isn't that weird? But when we finally get into the Florine Triangle, we have a repetition of this joke, because Luffy then says to Usopp, "There are ghosts in this part of the ocean." And he continues to say, "Kokoro told us about it. There's a living skeleton here." Afterward, Sanji repeats what Kokoro says in the same spooky fashion, as he says, "Listen to me, Usopp. Every year, over 100 ships vanish in the Florine Triangle without a trace. People say that a ghost ship roams these waters inhabited by spirits of the dead." And that ends up being true, because in this very chapter, the ghost ship of the Roombar pirates comes upon the Thousand Sunny, and Brook is aboard that ship looking down at the rest of the crew. So, in this very chapter 2, he sings. Therefore, he is the talking skeleton that Luffy keeps talking about. So you can say, much like with Frankie, Luffy predicts a future crewmate. It's even funnier because these are ghost stories, right? And in the post-time skip, Brook is not only a skeleton, he is a ghost as well, as he can astral project out of his skeletal body and become a spirit. So I found this a very interesting situation, because I didn't know Frankie and Brook were foreshadowed technically by Luffy, because he mentions a talking skeleton in both chapters, both 442 and 435. So yeah, wild. Didn't know that. But with that being said, if you're enjoying the video so far, please leave me a like. And if you want to see more of me, hit the subscribe button, followed by that bell so you never miss a video. In addition to, if you could, please hit the hype button, because it really does help. And with that being said, give me your thoughts and tell your friends about Polypede Wax.